Star, what are you doing with that thing?
I love this thing. This is the best thing in the world.
What is that thing?
It is a massager. I forget what it's called. It's called Backjoy. For those on the YouTube channel, you should
you can see exactly what's happening if you're on the YouTube.
You can see it. It's like it looks like a weird little blue torture device, and it's fantastic.
It does look like a little torture device.
It looks like this is.
It
mind
also
you,
looks
like
like
it
my
kind of is.
first initial.
Oh yeah, to explain people what it looks like.
It's a giant S. It's a giant S with a bunch of like
balls on
it. and yeah.
And then at the curve points of the S,
there's like a little pointy thing, and on the other one there's another little ball thing, and like you stick that in your back like so, which is describing this for the listeners.
Yeah. I'm
putting the curved part over one side of my shoulder, and I'm making the pointy thing stick a part of my back that I cannot reach. And I'm just hitting a point that hurts real bad.
But feels so good.
And then you release it. So I've just been habitually just holding. I got it today. And just all day I've just had it next to me. And while I'm just hanging out, I'm just poking myself.
I feel like if you
all day just poking yourself.
Just poking myself all day. I have nothing else to do. So, it is what it is. It's great. This is not a sponsor, by the way. This is just me shooting the shit.
If you put that in someone's mouth, that tip of that S, and just pull,
fish hooking somebody.
There you go. You can catch people.
I'm not gonna lie. With my ex, when I was real mad at him, not real mad, but just kind of like goofy mad at him, and I kind of wanted to annoy him because he was annoying me. I would fish hook
him.
He would get real pissed.
God.
Not like serious, not like a painful thing, but just like he would just be annoying, and I just. You just go like that, and he just like, God damn it! And I'm like, okay.
You just gotta put your finger through his cheek. That's how you. Fish hook.
I mean, like that's like a. Oh no.
That's like a real fish hook.
Mind you, like I stopped once I actually got bit, and I was like, never mind, that's not fun anymore.
I used to love fishing as a kid. Like I would love to go fishing in like ponds and lakes, and then I reached an age where when I pulled out the fish and I saw it flop, and its eyes were really wide, and it was like dying. I got real sad. And I get that like all the things that I eat, all the meat that I eat are animals.
They all have that moment where they look real sad real quick.
Yeah. Like I understand that. But there's something about like just pulling a fish out of a pond, because now it's like out of water.
You just got to imagine it fried like immediately.
Oh my God.
You just got to look at it and go, that's going to be tasty with a lot of lime.
But it flips. It like does the flippy thing where it like, you know what I'm talking about? Like on the.
Well, you put it in the bucket real quick, right? Don't you have like a little
then I have to pull
bucket?
the thing out of the thing, and then it's real sad because then it's bleeding, and I feel bad.
Think how delicious this is going to taste when you like.
That's why. So
it hurts my soul.
I did see a bee today on the sidewalk, and it was flailing like it was not okay. And I looked at it for like a couple seconds. And I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I think like the most humane thing to do would be to step on it, but at the same time, it's a bee, and I was like, I don't.
Did you step on it?
No, I just walked away and felt real sad.
You let it suffer?
I know.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
I know, and I kept thinking. I stopped thinking about it until you just brought up the fish. I'm like, oh my God, I left that bee out there. Like, because it could have been maybe a situation where it like, just needed to be flipped over and needed water.
Right.
But I'm like, I was nowhere near in a capacity to help the singular bee on the sidewalk.
I definitely help bugs out of the house. I scoop them out. As tiny, they could be microscopic bugs. I couldn't find them, but I would take them out of the house.
We just see you every once in a while just scooping air out of the house.
Hold on.
What do you do?
I used to
moving some
I used to
bugs.
do that
Some
with
bugs.
spiders, and then they broke the pact, and now I kill them on sight.
Wait, what happened?
What pact?
Okay, so like the rule with the spiders was like, okay, I see a spider in my house, I will do everything I can to like escort you outside. But then one day I was like starting to fall asleep, and like like that halfway you're almost there, and then I felt something on my arm.
Oh yeah, I think.
And it was a spider, and I freaked out, and I couldn't get back to sleep because obviously there was a spider on my arm. And since that day, I was like, you broke the trust, you broke the pact. You die.
You will die.
You die on sight now.
You die now.
I cannot sleep. You're right. I can't sleep if there's a bug in my room. I'm afraid it's gonna crawl in my mouth.
No.
This was like on. Like I was like, what?
leave.
And I looked at my arm, and sure enough, he was just like, hey, hi, like hanging out.
He was just trying to say hello.
And the thing is, what's interesting since this war has begun, I have been bitten by more spiders. Just in general,
revenge.
it's revenge. It's a full-on battle, but here we go. The war is on. This is just what it is.
That
now.
spider was like, I think I'm in love with that girl. I'm gonna come up. It's like the bee movie.
I've been
B-movie.
bitten by spiders. But the thing is, I think it's where my bed is placed because I've been bitten by spiders still in my bed. Like
What are those cats doing? Why
I've
aren't the
woken
cats
up with
stopping?
like bites and
You got bites.
Oh God! So
Have you heard about this?
I have the least. Well, it doesn't have to do with the bites, although I'll cover that in a minute. I have the least exciting honeymoon story that I could tell you.
Okay, what's the least exciting honeymoon story?
Welcome back to We Stayed Late, where Spencer is back.
Yeah.
I'm back. I exist.
It really feels like a whole team again.
I
Like,
left
it just
forever,
feels like
and now I'm back.
Everything feels complete.
Good.
I like it.
Will didn't steal my
Spencer-
job.
No.
Okay, good.
Spencer's a married man now.
He's got
Not
a
that I
wife.
didn't have a
I was
ring.
gonna say, I'm like, it's the same.
No, but
I had
the-
a ring
it's
before, but it's a different ring.
It's a different ring.
The other ring I had was a $12 ring from Amazon.
Now that one's way more.
This one's much more.
I didn't lose them.
Not like a lot. We didn't buy like really expensive rings, but it's definitely more than $12.
More than $12.
Okay, so the most boring honeymoon story I have relates to that bee.
Okay.
So I was in the pool,
Okay.
and there was a bee.
I love this story already.
I wish I was back in this story. I wish I was back in a pool. I was in a pool, and there was a bee that was like swimming and drowning, right? Like it was gonna die.
See, I would help that bee.
And I was like,
But I'd
well,
be scared.
so two things.
Yes. I'll be
Two
like,
things. One, that bee looks real sad, like it's gonna die, and that makes me sad.
Yeah.
And two, if that bee goes up against one of the people in the pool, it might sting them,
Right. It
Because
would
it could be
100%
freaked out.
sting them.
Yeah.
right? So I had to make a choice. So I made a choice.
What'd you do?
I drowned the bee. No, I didn't. I didn't drown the bee.
Like, sorry, bee, this is for your own good.
Yeah.
No, so I started I took my hands and I cupped them near the bee and I started pushing the bee
Yeah.
Oh,
towards
no.
the edge because it was in the middle of the pool.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah,
still.
So I'm pushing the bee towards the edge of the pool. And I probably look like a weirdo because nobody else can see what I'm doing. But I'm just pushing the bee. And I get to the edge and I'm finally like, okay, I have one chance to flip this bee up into out of the pool. And there's like people around the pool I don't want to splash.
Also like,
What the fuck is
have
happening?
you ever been to
It
like one
was
of
so
those water
scared.
theme parks where the wave pool?
Yes,
Oh,
the
yeah.
wave
This
pools.
bee is going through wave pool nightmare,
But
which
yeah,
I have
yeah,
a story
yeah.
for afterward
Okay.
after you finish this one.
It didn't expect to go in a wave pool,
No.
and now suddenly it's in a wave pool. It doesn't know I'm trying to save its life. So I'm like, I have one chance to do this, otherwise I'm going to get stung. So I put my hands underneath the bee in the water, and I splash up, and the bee soars through the air majestically, and then lands on the cement right outside the pool, and it's upside down,
Okay.
Oh,
and
no.
it's like scrambling, and I'm like, I did a good thing, because like it's like I'm on land. What happened? I'm on land suddenly.
Right.
So it sits there for like a minute, and I'm like watching it because I'm like, I just saved this bee's life. I'm a fucking paramedic.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It like dries off its wings. It its
good.
wings start to vibrate.
Aw.
It starts walking,
Okay.
and it walks off the edge of the pool and into the pool again.
No. Oh,
And there was a part of me that was like, this is natural selection.
yeah.
I just need to let this bee die. And then another part of me was like,
you can't let it sting somebody in the pool.
I gotta do what's right.
Yeah.
So I splashed it up onto the sidewalk again, and that bee knew it had a second chance on life, and it dried off and it flew away.
Oh, good.
Yay!
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the best.
It was just really
It needed-
confused the first
yes.
time. It was just really disoriented.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it needed. That's okay. So that's a life lesson, right?
Yeah,
Like
and
sometimes,
it understood don't go that direction
Yeah.
once it was out again.
like sometimes you're gonna get out of the pool, and you're gonna fall right back in the pool.
Damn, that's a deep story.
You get out of the pool one more time, you might
don't
fly
go back.
away.
Don't go back into.
Don't
the
go back to
pool.
the pool
Cool.
and fly away.
So if you fall back into your old habits, that's okay.
Yeah, sometimes that happens, but that doesn't
you have
mean
a
you
friend.
shouldn't. That doesn't mean it's hopeless.
Exactly.
You just gotta
That's
get
a good story,
back up on the
Spencer.
horse
That's
and
a
try
solid
again.
honeymoon story.
I made up that story. No, I didn't. No, that's a legit story.
No,
It was
I-
nature replicating art.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
art replicating nature.
No,
No, that's just it. Just is. It's
That's
just art.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just a story.
I
Anyway, I have
had-
lots of honeymoon stories, but you should tell your wave story.
I wanted to say the wave one, and then we get back to we'll keep swapping.
We'll
stories.
oscillate.
We'll just keep
I'm
like
just a
story.
viewer.
And then
I'm
you
just a listener.
tangent stuff. Okay, so only one of the very few memories I have of a water park in Florida involves the wave pool, and I don't know how old I was, and it's one of those things where you're like, was this real? Was this a dream? But I'm pretty sure this happened because I remember being in a wave pool without one of the tubes. because my mom didn't want to pay for a tube.
Oh yeah, I love going in wave pools without tubes.
You go in wave pool without the tube, and honestly, you'll probably come out with the tube.
Yeah.
Oh, you steal that tube.
Yeah. But I was in the wave pool, and I don't know how, but for whatever reason, I just got like suctioned back into the deeper area. So I had to be really little because those aren't really that deep.
No, they're usually like 4 feet.
But it was like I couldn't touch the bottom deep for me. And I remember I was at the wall, and I'm holding onto the wall because I can't touch the bottom, but I'm like comfortable and fine. It's a wave pool though. Waves weren't going on when this was happening because I was just holding onto the wall like, I'm fine, I'm in the water, but wave starts going. And I, for the life of me, kept getting like detached from the wall. And I didn't have a thing. I didn't have like a floaty. So I'm like scrambling to grab onto any floaty and just constantly clinging onto the wall, and every time getting pushed off and then re-clinging back on and just waiting for the wave pool to, because I knew it would stop.
Yeah.
And it was just like this panicky, like, oh God, I can't touch the bottom. It was probably fine. Because also I don't remember my mom trying to like find me. I was just like, where was I? This is also why I don't know if it was real, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure my mom would be like, get my daughter out of this pool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like,
or maybe she was like, it's good for her. Just let her suffer.
Like, well, it could have been like she maybe lost sight of me for like a second. Like it's a big, at least from my memory, it was like this gigantic wave pool. It's probably like a regular size. Like I was gonna say
it's probably a regular.
Yeah. In my memory, it was this like ocean of a pool. You know?
Oh yeah.
So I was little.
Yeah.
And I remember at some point being able to like it's calmed down, and I knew I only had a few like. Whatever it is in kid time, like I only have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I need to get to the shallow end and touch the floor. So I would start dragging myself on the wall to the thing. And then I think at some point I ended up like grabbing somebody's like tube and just held on to their tube. But then I mean, obviously I'm here and I'm alive.
Yeah, you made it. You're like the bee.
My only memory of a water park though. I don't remember slides. I don't remember like anything fun. I just remember holding on for dear life, and like it was like a tiled wall.
I'm interested to know what because your mom listens to this podcast.
Yeah, I wonder.
So she's gonna hear this, and she's gonna have some inside information.
So
she's gonna hear it, and she'll probably be like, "That didn't happen," or she'll be like, "I don't remember that happening." But the thing is, it's such a distinct memory that even if she was just like,
does she use Twitter?
No, she doesn't use any social media. She follows everybody, by the way. Like she follows all your guys' stuff. But
what does she follow us on? Instagram, Twitter.
She follows on Instagram and like the YouTube channel and stuff, and like she also
she should leave a comment.
Spenser. She did. Congratulations, Spenser.
Aww.
She also says, "Luis, don't do drugs." And
doesn't do drugs.
Wait, when did I say?
Well, like pot.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's
also she told me to tell the audience
it's legal.
Hey, don't do that stuff.
Oh, don't do it.
You're welcome.
Don't.
Here's your PSA.
Don't
do it.
PSA from my mom. Don't.
I lost me.
I'm gonna find it.
Because I for sure remember how I said I was gonna get a call after we talked about like me wanting to go into the shop. Nope. Ooh, I for sure got a call.
Are you serious?
I got scolded, and she was just like, "Star, don't do that stuff, because if you do that stuff, you're gonna be real bad, and you don't know who's listening to the podcast and wants to hire you, and you're trying to get a job, and you can't talk about that stuff." And like.
Wow.
You know, and I was just like, Mom, it's fine. It's California. It's fine. I work in art. It's super fine.
People, they do it in our office space.
Yeah.
We have a show called Getting Dug with High.
Yeah, like
it smells
fine. It's fine. Like
she's a good mom.
But yeah, she's being a good mom, and so. But I would like to reiterate is wait until you're an adult.
Be an adult.
Be an adult, like over 21. I would say.
Also, don't be dumb.
Man, don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
I feel like your mom's like the podcast mom.
She is.
I like that.
Yeah. Maybe next time she visits. No, she would never go on. I was like, maybe I could have her on. She wouldn't do it. She'd be too scared.
Maybe we'll, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Another honeymoon story.
All right. I got a ton. So I went to Costa Rica, for those who don't know.
Costa Rica.
It was amazing. I learned more Spanish in Costa Rica than I did in all my years of Spanish
That's
class.
awesome. I was going to say, I'm like, I thought you weren't going to be on your phone at all, and you guys were Instagramming it up.
Well, yeah, that was the thing, is like, we have to record some stuff.
You have to, because I went to Jamaica and I was like, I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm going to live life. I'm going to live in the moment. And I regret it because I don't have any pictures to remember.
So we implemented the thing where like we could create stories, but we couldn't browse.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And also once a day, you could browse. Once a day. You get your one a day.
Your one veg moments where you can veg.
Honestly, that to me is still like a lot of willpower.
Yeah.
because holy shit, like
But also you could.
But
only,
also again, I was surprised. I was like, oh my god, they're posting. I was like, I knew it. I was like, they weren't gonna get off their phones.
Well, I
respected the contact rule.
Yeah. I wanted to record this stuff. I brought a GoPro that I use, and
is that how you got that zipline video?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how you did that.
I want to hear that.
So the zipline story, I think I'll tell first because it was the craziest thing that we did for sure.
I heard Hannah's version of it at WonderCon, and
that's right.
I want to hear. I
haven't heard anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
there's so much that happened. You guys went to WonderCon too.
Much. Yeah, I know we have WonderCon stories too. So the zipline was, so I've done ziplines in Mexico before, and they were basically like from one tree to another. In a forest, like, or in a jungle, whatever.
Right.
Like, but it was maybe between like 125 feet off the ground.
That's still a lot.
Still high.
That's still really high.
Still like 10 stories. So you go up, you zip line down. You can do like 5 of them, right? It's like top of the trees to bottom of the trees onto the beach, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that this one works is that you so the first place that we went was literally the rainforest. It was called Arenal, which is a volcano.
Cool.
So there's a big old volcano.
Cool.
And then there's a bunch of jungle rainforest around it.
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Really
cool.
So we show up there. We're gonna do zip line, and Hannah was like, "I don't know if I could zip line. I don't know if I could do any of that." She was like, because she doesn't like heights, and she also has never done any of this kind of stuff.
Right.
And so like, we woke up like I think it was the third day, and she was like, "I want to do it."
Oh,
and I was
nice.
like, "Okay, we're gonna fucking do it."
Okay.
So we booked it, and I thought it was gonna be like
what
that.
you've experienced before. Yeah.
And I was like, "Don't worry, it's not that high.
Oh no!
You just go from tree to tree, and it's really nice, and you get sort of a tour of the jungle." No. So the way that this one worked is that you get there, and they teach you how to hook it, like they hook in for you, but they teach you like how to hold onto the thing and how your body should be positioned, all the kind of basic stuff. And then you get on this it sort of looks like a ski lift. It's like a sky tram. It's like a mix between a ski lift and the thing that not a Ferris wheel, but the Ferris wheels that have the cage.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking
about? It's like those bucket.
Yeah, it's like they're like
Ferris
surrounded
wheel bucket thing.
Yeah, they're like surrounded in cage. Anyway, it was more open than that, but it felt more like that. It wasn't like completely open air.
Yeah.
It had like cage.
God, those things have a name, and it's gonna bug me.
I know, I don't remember what it's called. But anyway, you get in one of those, they lock down the door, and then you go up for like 15 minutes.
Oh no.
God.
And it's beautiful because you're
Right.
going through the canopies,
and you're like, "Ooh, this
and you're
is so
rising
nice."
up, and you're going up
Yeah.
along a mountain, and then you end up on like an area of a mountain that has been flattened. So it's like there's like a lodge in a sense up at the
Right.
top, and it looks like it would be like if you hiked a mountain and you were suddenly at the top of that mountain and it was flat, and you had but there's jungle all around you, so you can't see. And, what is? Oh, it's a plane.
That's a plane. We're right by the Burbank airport.
That's what it is. We're recording this inside the Burbank airport.
I was just saying, like, you recorded here already.
Yeah,
Like,
once, but I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got to the top, and it was like, very. It didn't feel, even though we were really high up, it didn't feel high up. It felt like it was just the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then you do this little test zip line that's like 20 feet long, just to try
not
out
bad.
holding onto it. It was literally just to make sure that you know how to hold onto the thing. And it's from one platform that's about like, it's 10 feet off the ground to like 5 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna go, and then you put your feet down and it's done. When you get to that platform though, you're then on this like big metal sort of thing, and you're surrounded by trees, and there's an opening right ahead of you that the zip line goes through, and it's framed in trees that go on for like basically you can't see where the line goes because the trees sort of frame it, and then you see the line across the way, and it's very far across the way, but you see it in another set of trees. So you're like, okay, we're just in some trees. There's trees growing next to me.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be just fine. We're just gonna zip line from one set of trees to another set of trees.
That sounds
Kinda
pretty
far away.
simple.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. So we clip in, and you go, and you break through the clearing of trees, and you look down, and it's like 650 feet above the jungle floor.
I would have lost my shit.
And for reference, that's like 65 stories.
Yeah, I would have lost my shit. I would have puked.
Oh my God.
It is the highest like point that I've been hanging above something.
I would have puked.
Ever.
I would have just been like, the whole way down. Like that would have just
and
not
you're
worked
flying
out.
at like 45 miles an hour.
No thanks.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's so fast.
Nope. Just hurling.
I wish I could like get into a harness where I can act like Superman.
So they
and
have
fly
those.
down. They have those?
Yes.
Nope.
I could feel like a superhero
Uh-huh.
flying
Not about
through
it.
the trees.
Nope.
So
This little Ravenclaw is staying right on the ground.
So you break through there and you see all of these trees below you like you are in an airplane. It's insane. And then off on the left-hand side was like a giant lake or ocean. I can't remember. A big body of water. And so you're just like in the sky.
Do
And
you
then,
have the whole footage of this?
Yes, I have everything.
Really?
I want to
It's
see
on my
that.
computer. I'll show you.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna post more. I'm gonna put together a Costa Rica thing and post
That's
it. But
cool.
but
So
yeah,
that clip on Instagram
so
was just like one of
that
the-
was one of them,
Yeah.
and that wasn't even the highest or the longest. So you go through like 8 of them that are all
8?
Yeah. 8. The 7th one is the longest, and it is half a mile long. Ooh.
Oh, just decline.
Oh, decline.
Sorry. There's a phone call going through my laptop.
Oh my god. So the 7th one, because the 8th one is just a short one to get like back to the main area.
Yeah.
That's just like it's almost like the first one. But there are 8 or 7 like big ones. And the 7th one is half a mile long. So you're on there for like 45 seconds.
No.
Which is very long when
How
you're
many
sitting.
minutes?
It's 45 seconds, but it feels like forever because and it's really cool too because the way that they did it. So they set up all of these to like have different feelings. So like the first one is
Feelings?
yeah. So the first one's like holy shit.
Yeah.
Like that's what because they don't tell you where you are. Like they
cool.
they don't show
I
you
wonder
where
how
you
many
are.
times they just laugh at people like freaking
Oh, yeah.
the fuck
Yeah.
out.
I mean, if you listen to footage, I get past the thing and then I just start screaming because it's so awesome. And I'm like, yeah, like literally screaming because I'm so excited. But then the second one is like more for like the view because then you're out in the open the whole time
Yeah.
and you see
Cool.
everything. The last one is really long and they do it through a there's like a canopy of trees that has grown around in like a circle. And so
cool.
it's like this area where you're inside, you're surrounded on all sides by
See, I would
tree.
like that one.
Yeah,
But
I
pretty
think that
sick.
would be mine.
But
That
that's
would be-
only. But you go out when you leave the platform. You fly through the air, and then you end up in this like surrounding of trees, and then
That's
break
like the
through that
Tarzan
and go back
movie.
out. Yeah, felt like Tarzan.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It
that
was
would be
the
that would
coolest.
be yeah. But no, I have like knowing me and like knowing when I've gone on roller coasters that were more intense than I realized. I've always left them angry. Like that, like fight or flight kicks in, and
Yeah.
then so I'm just in fight mode after.
Oh my God, really?
Like I went to the at Six Flags. There's a
Yeah.
roller coaster called X2. I will never go on that
Oh,
roller
yeah,
coaster.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
Because the whole time you're in line, it's like, this is the baddest, the toughest, like, roller coaster. And you're like, okay, your theme park, whatever theme park. It's, it's the baddest roller.
Yeah.
I got on that, and, like,
That's the one that has the speakers on the.
it has
yeah.
speakers. Like, they make it the most intense, like, adrenaline rushy ride where you're, like, going, and then you're falling backwards. And, like, I was turning so much. I was scared, and then I just got angry. And halfway through, I was just cursing at the ride. Like, this stupid motherfucker. I was, like, pissed. And at the end, they throw fire in your face. And I was just like, I'm done. I'm done with this ride. Fuck this ride. And I got off of it and I was ready. It was like watching too much.
fight.
Like I wanted to punch something.
Yeah.
Because it just, like, I knew it was like, I could think my brain figured out you're safe, but I just didn't want to be on it anymore. So I was just raging because I was like, I don't like this. This is what I
See,
expected.
the amazing thing about the zipline though is that I never once, and I asked Hannah too, and she felt the same. We never once felt like we were. It didn't ever have the dropping feeling, and you never felt like you
that's
were
good.
unsafe.
Yeah.
Like you had a double clip on the
Okay.
thing, and the lines were super thick, and like you never felt like you were gonna fall, and you never felt that gut like
rising up into your
Okay.
You just are because you aren't going down.
You're sliding.
The line goes straight across, and it goes like it makes a very, very, very shallow U, in that you go or
and
like
you have enough momentum to kind of
to go back up. So you're just going like straight, basically. You feel like you're just going straight.
People have just gotten stuck in the middle.
So it's really hard because you're going so fast to get stuck in the middle.
Okay.
But you can get stuck. Oh, that's the other cool thing is that once you get to the end, as you're nearing it, they're telling you to brake, which is where you just like literally grind the thing that you're holding onto against the cable to slow down.
I would fail
so you
so
like
hard at
you
this.
like shift it left and then shift it right and then shift it left and then shift it right, and it like slows you down. But then obviously
wiggle.
You
gotta wiggle it.
But you can't wiggle it like this. You have to like and it's like making that noise, and then once you get to the end, they have this system set up where you basically hit like a cushion thing that slows you down, and then there's a mat like a.
So many of people have not
So you go
braked in time.
Boom, and you hit the thing, and your legs fly up, and then you if you don't slow down enough, you like body check this mat. It's awesome.
I would be that person body checking the mat just because
it was usually the heavier people.
Okay.
Just
But
because
still.
of gravity.
Yeah, but I would.
Just because the way that gravity works,
Yeah.
like the people that
You don't
have
have
more
more
weight,
momentum.
they have more momentum, and so they
But it
hit
would just, I would,
harder.
yeah. I'm just imagining myself trying and then just being like, I'm not. This is just gonna happen.
Like there was a dude
Crash
who,
into the
yeah,
wall.
there was a dude who was with us who was really tall and just like
He's like a
big.
hefty dude.
Yeah, like a hefty dude, and he almost hit the pad like every time, no matter how much he slowed down. Like he was just a big dude. He wasn't even like it was just like he was.
It's science, man.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really cool though.
I think here's
That's
the thing. What
amazing.
I would be nervous about my like anger thing triggering in, just because I most rides, most things, I need to know exactly what's going on. I don't like being surprised. So you said like you were surprised, like the first thing you didn't know about how. So I think that initial like revelation, even if it's pleasant, the fact that I didn't know that this is what I was gonna see.
Yeah.
I think I would just get like, I don't trust this. You made me not trust the system, you know?
It got to be really zen though. By the
Really?
time, like you were super zen by the time you. I mean, it was always adrenaline, but it was
Oh,
like
man.
zen
Especially that
adrenaline where you're like,
long-
I just want to sit and like fly in these trees forever, like that kind of feeling.
All right.
And then the scariest part of the whole thing was that when you got to the end, before you did the last one across to the main,
They were like, now hike
place-
back down.
No, you had to go down a spiral staircase that was
Oh.
like 20 feet,
No.
and it was the worst.
They didn't have like some type of
Yeah.
like
Fireman's
a
pole?
fireman
That's what I
pole?
asked. I was like, can I just? I was like, literally just.
Although
drop me.
there would be so many broken
I'll just
legs.
rappel. Oh yeah, no, you'd have to rappel. You'd have to rappel down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there'd be too many
checking your
broken legs
notes.
if there was a fireman pole.
Yeah.
situation. Were you guys there at the YouTube space when
What?
Glozell broke her ankles?
No.
Oh yeah, like that's what that
Oh yeah, because they have a fireman's pole.
Yeah, they have a fireman's pole
At
at
the
the
YouTube space?
At the YouTube space, there's a
They have
fireman
like
pole.
they have like a place up top.
Yeah, and you
and
could
then-
fireman pull it down, and it was
Like a
like
lounge.
some.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it was like either some type
a
of
party,
pre-streamy party thing.
I remember hearing
Like it was like before an award show day, and like
Yeah.
you know, all the YouTubers are there hanging out. You know, it was a big party. We were all invited. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And Glozell was supposed to do like a presentation, but she was gonna fireman pull down.
Perfect.
But they didn't teach her how to do it right, so she just dropped.
Oh,
She just fell a
no.
story and like broke her ankle, and like
Yeah,
that kind of
it's
like.
bad.
So did they
This
close
is the
down
this is the beginning of the event, so we were just like, okay, and so like it was on hold for like a good 45 minutes because they had
that'd
to
have been so
paramedics and stuff,
fucked
and like
up.
she was
Yeah.
That's so
fine,
sad.
like she was fine, like it was just like it was, and thank God it was just her ankle.
Yeah.
Because there was like a cushion at the bottom, but she didn't like it's like no one taught her how to like slide down, so she
Right.
just essentially like imagine just dropping a story.
Oh my God, that is.
Yeah,
so,
but she was fine, and like
sucks.
she was a really good sport about it. Like it was just kind of like, oh shit, like okay. And then they did the presentation
Did they
like
keep
a little
the
bit.
fireman pole?
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay,
it's still
good.
there. Yeah, I'm sure they just like you have to like
Don't be
be
dumb.
Don't be dumb.
trained. I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
At least there was cushion though at the bottom.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, that definitely helps. One of the other really cool things we did was there was a so in that same rainforest area, we did a bunch of stuff. We did these hanging bridges, and we did what else did we do? I don't know. We just did like a hike, like one of the basic hikes.
Cool
Pretty
hikes.
cool.
And we did it. We did it. Yeah, we saw sloths.
You saw sloths?
Yeah. So I'll tell you the story about the sloths in a minute. There are lots of like you could see the sloth and they're way far off and they're just a bundle of fur because they're sleeping during the day. But then we also did one along the river where like you're in a boat in like a float boat, not like a powered boat. Like with oars.
Okay, cool.
And you're floating. It's basically okay. So the crazy thing was, it was the jungle tour from Disneyland.
Yeah.
But real.
Oh man.
I don't think I've ever done the jungle tour.
It's real silly. It's like when if like we should all go to Disneyland one day.
Yeah.
It's the chill ride where you're like tired of walking and it might be a hot day and that means there's like lines and everything and like there's usually no line for the Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
So Jungle Cruise, that's what it is.
Yeah. So it's like 15 minutes and it's real chill and it's really bad jokes.
Yeah, really
bad jokes. It's like a guy or girl like
jokes.
On the tour and you're passing by like animatronic animals that have been there since like Walt Disney like made the place, and so they're telling these same jokes over and over again. So they could tell like it's half like they're tired of it, half like let's see how many chuckles they could actually get, and like
it's really fun. It's like tongue in cheek.
I like it. It's just like a chill part.
But the when we were doing it, I was like, oh wow, this is what they based. I mean, not exactly, but like this is the kind of thing that they based the jungle tour on, because you're going down the river and they're like, oh yeah, if you look to your left, that's a big old pack of monkeys, and there's just like monkeys jumping from the trees. Whoa. And they're like, we can't get too close, otherwise they'll throw their shit at you.
Yeah.
That's so. Why do
like a bunch of howler monkeys?
Why do those monkeys do that?
Wouldn't you do that?
They said that they
You're a monkey.
if
it's
they're
not sanitary.
If they're up there and they and you get too close to the shore and they're above you, they'll pee down on you.
Oh no!
Just to be assles.
I'm gonna pee up at you.
They're just. Just a bunch of assholes.
Like, it's just. I mean,
territorial.
If you're a monkey, it's territorial, and it's just funny. Like,
yeah.
What are we gonna do? Want to see if you can pee on that guy? That'd be real funny. Like,
but it was mostly howlers. And I don't know if you've ever seen howler monkeys or heard howler monkeys, but they're awesome. You can hear them for like 2 miles, and then and there was crazy. So we were on one of the hikes, and we were approaching this area of like there's like a cement trail through the jungle, this one jungle like preserve, and there's just a baby howler monkey that fell out of the trees and is just sitting on the cement and is so confused, doesn't know where it is or what's happening. So then it like I have video of it. It's sitting there and then it's like looking around and it's so sad and scared, and it like crawls into the tree and it's just like waiting, and he's like our guide was like, yeah, basically they'll wait here until their parents come and get them, or until they hear like their parents yelling, and then they'll follow the sound. Whoa. But like they'll hug a tree. They'll do the thing where a child just hugs a tree. Yeah. They instinctively just hug a tree and stay there until their parents come back and get them.
And then it's like, don't touch it.
Yeah. No, you don't want to touch it.
Don't touch the monkeys.
No.
Monkeys will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Don't touch monkeys.
And it was very small. It was like you can't if there's a
No, I'm thinking parents. I'm thinking
the parents
will see you and fuck you up. So don't. It's like that and baby bears.
Yes. But this monkey probably would have. It was like scared enough that it probably would have ran away if you tried to touch it. But it was so cute. Baby. It was adorable. It's little. Yeah.
What kind of noise is it?
No, it's like a. It's
they
like
howl.
A howling.
They howl.
But it's like a loud, weird, sort of guttural sound. You want to pull it up?
Yeah.
But my other favorite thing that we did so the zip line was definitely my top favorite. Second favorite thing was we went on. So we did a hike during the day. And then we did. Then we had like a little bit of a break, and then we went. And
I'm afraid to pick because you never know. Like YouTube might have like. So I'm gonna pick.
Yeah, you should just play it. Just play it before I get to the story because we're not going to talk about howler monkeys anymore.
Howler monkeys announcing themselves.
Yeah.
That sounds like a grrr. That doesn't sound as fun as I thought. When I hear a howler monkey, I think it's gonna be a good time. This sounds like a bad time.
No, it's a bad time. Yeah. These guys are. Yeah, aggressive as fuck. Like,
ew.
Yeah, it's real crazy.
Sickos.
So then we did a hike during the day, and then we took like a little bit of a break, and we went to this nature preserve that was basically like an island. It wasn't an island, but it was an island in the sense that it was a forest. It was a part of the forest that was surrounded entirely by farmland. Ooh. And so it had, just in that one area, it had a ton of animals, because all the animals that basically lost their homes from the farmland would come running to the closest jungle they know, and that's the jungle. Oh. So all of the animals that were displaced, also if they find like a monkey on the side of the road that somebody had and threw out or something. Monkey. Yeah, if there's like monkeys or other animals that have just like wandered into the wrong area, their team will go and pick it up and put it in the preserve. Oh. So it's really cool because there's a lot of animals. And so we went over there at night. And so it was a night hike through the jungle, super cool. Which is way better than a day hike through the jungle, because a day hike is fine. We saw a bunch of monkeys and stuff, but there are a lot of animals that you wouldn't normally see that are out at night. But the scary thing is
like, that's amazing. Another part of me is like, that's terrifying.
It was the scariest. It was definitely it was more scary than the zip line, because you're basically walking. So we had a guide. We had one guide, and that was Hannah and I, because nobody else was.
It was just you three.
Yeah, it was the three of us.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, I'd be so scared.
And so we get a little flashlight. We each have a flashlight.
No.
And we walk into the forest.
I was like, we're going in. I was like, there's going to be like some type of cougar.
And they're like,
just going to be eaten.
You got to pan up and down. Make sure you're not stepping on any ants, because there are like important ants that you can't step on that are there.
Oh, yeah. Also, the ants will eat you.
That's scary, because you could just be going up and down, and then it just like something could just pop up right away.
Like you just go up and there's two glowing eyes, and I'm like, well, I'm about to die now.
So there's so many crazy things, but I'll summarize them in briefly. So we start out and we're doing that as you walk, and then you stop and you just wait and you turn off your light and you just wait.
No.
And then you turn on the light, because things will pop up around you. Where like if you're walking and you're making sound, they're not going to show up. They're going to hide. But you turn off your light and you wait for a minute, and then you turn the light back on and you shine it around, and you see all the creatures that have come out. So there were a bunch of really cool things. We saw a poison dart frog.
Ooh.
Oh, those are cool.
Those are
the
cool.
little blue and red ones.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, you can touch it and your fingers will go numb." We were like, "You won't die?" He's like, No, you just can't swallow it. So like you could totally pick it up, but your hands would all go numb.
So did you pick it up?
No.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah.
Because he's like, oh yeah, if you touch your face or like you touch your tongue, like you could die.
Because I might accidentally like bite my.
Oh my god.
Because I might bite my nails.
Yeah, totally.
I'm like,
no, not worth it. He's like, yeah, they emit poison out of their skin, so you probably,
right.
You know.
That's what they put the little darts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It gets in your bloodstream, you're dead. So didn't touch that.
I mean, I would look at it and be like, look how cool this is.
You could kill somebody.
And then it would go, on my face, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm dying now. And then just...
You could potentially go on a tour and be like, yeah, I'll touch this thing. I'm going to kill Robert later. And then just like, hey, man, it's good to see you.
You could. I mean, here's the thing is Costa Rica, you would just drive like 3 miles out and kill somebody, and nobody would ever know, because the jungle's so dense and crazy, and like...
Yeah, but you drive 3 miles out and then try to figure out your way back.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be the moral of that tale. Like you go out to try to murder some rando whatever person, and then you think you did it, and then you're trying to get back, and then the jungle's just like, we saw what you did.
Good. Yeah.
And the jungle, and then like Robert's there at the end, like, hey man, we were looking for you. What happened to you? And you're like, son of a bitch.
So we saw that. We saw there were a lot of frogs. There was a really cool toad that was huge. It was massive, and it made this like deep like croaking. It was one of those ones that comes out at night that you hear but you never see. And it was cool because he was big, and he had this leaf that was next to him, and they were like, oh yeah, just take a step closer to him. We took a step closer to him, and he disappeared under the leaf and into a hole that he had hidden underneath the leaf.
Oh,
so he
cute.
like had a little home. But then
it was like 2 handfuls.
It's like
big?
2 handfuls. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen those before at the wildlife center in
Florida.
you
probably have. They're they're pretty common.
He just lived in like a big little bucket.
That's adorable.
I never fed him because you had to feed him live crickets, and I didn't want to.
Yeah, no. There were like a bunch of bugs, obviously, like lots of bugs everywhere. There were.
But you didn't get bitten by any of those bugs.
I didn't get bit by any
good.
bugs. That's good. But then there were like these. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called, but they're like a specific type of mammal that lives there. That's sort of like a mix between a lemur and a monkey. Or a lemur and a raccoon. That's what it was. A lemur and a raccoon. And we were trying to spot it the whole time. Because what would happen is
It's not the
it's
eye,
crazy.
right?
No,
that's in
it had a name
Zan-
I've never heard of before. But basically, like the crazy part about it is that you'd be walking through the jungle, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's really silent when it moves through the tree. When it moves like through a tree, but the minute it moves from one tree to another, you'll hear it jump, and it's usually very close to you. But then you won't be able to find it." So like we'd hear go up in the trees, and you like put the flashlight up, and there's nothing. And you're like, it's somewhere. And then you'd hear go, and you like turn again. And it was so cool. And around that time, he was like, oh yeah, we saw a puma we saw a puma in here like a year ago. So there might be a puma here. We're like, okay, great, thanks for telling us. There wasn't. I mean, we didn't see one. And he was like, the only thing you have to watch out for. So he was like, there are 2 types of snakes that live here.
Oh, okay.
One of them.
Two types.
2 main types of snakes.
One will
have people
kill you.
have not died in this journey?
Apparently not. One
Why
is,
would they tell him that?
One is very
true.
harmless. One is a viper and will kill you if it bites you.
This is like one of those riddles where it's like you have 2 options. If you pick the right one.
So he gets done saying this, and then he shines his flashlight down, and he's like, "Oh, there's a snake," and we're like, "Please
Which
tell,
one?
yeah, which one? Please." He's like, "Oh, it's the one that won't hurt you."
Oh.
So we went down and we saw it, and it was this beautiful. He was like, "It still will bite you, but it won't hurt you."
Right.
So like we could go down and see it. It was beautiful. It wasn't that big, but it was long.
Yeah.
Long and thin, and was really cool. Just like snaked across the trail. And then we saw 3 sloth.
Yeah.
All like just crawling slowly.
Sloth friends.
And they were amazing and adorable.
Oh,
2-toed and 3-toed. And then we're walking, and our guy goes, "Okay, we're gonna have to move to the left of the path." We're like,
What?
Okay.
Great.
Why
I'd
is
be like,
that
all
happening?
right, yeah, sure. What's happening right now?
and he's like, "Yeah, there's an alligator right next to you guys." We're like, "Okay." And then
alligators aren't scary.
Oh, but this thing was like right next, like very close to us, and very in like its head just popped because there was like a lake, and its head was just popped out of the water, and it was like we shone the flashlight. Oh, hi. We shone the flashlight, and then it was like, oh, that's where it is, because you couldn't see it before.
Okay.
So you're like walking, and we turn the flashlight, and there's just an alligator there, and he's like, yeah, last time I passed by it came running after me because it had babies it was protecting.
Oh, okay, then yeah. No.
Yeah.
Nesting alligators will fuck you up.
So
But
he
in
was like,
normal circumstances, to be honest, alligators don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like they will leave you alone. I mean, it's Florida.
Yeah.
Like,
You know those.
it's just nesting season.
Yeah.
Is a prop. You do not get near them. So it's just like as soon as you said, I was like, oh yeah, no.
So he was like, yeah. So he was like, it's either going to come running out of the water and like hiss at us and
they could dart
be
real fast.
mean, or it's going to stay there. We're going to see which one it does. And I was like, okay, you're going first. And he went first, and it was fine. It just sat there and watched us. And then when we got around, we shone the flashlight out, and the way that their eyes were, like you can see the reflection of the eyes on the water. So we shone it out there, and there were like a bunch of baby.
Oh, babies.
So I don't know why it didn't attack us if it had a bunch of babies.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it
probably
wasn't
because they're
protecting
already
eggs.
hatched.
Yeah, it wasn't protecting
If
eggs.
it's nesting, like if they're like straight up, like it's a nest.
Yeah.
They will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Do not just like, at least in Florida, like you could go out into the Everglades pretty much any time. But if it's nesting season, there's so like everyone's just like, just don't go out during nesting season. It's just like a bad idea.
Yeah, they're dangerous. Anyway, there were a bunch of animals and things that we saw, and like there was a really cool, those red-eyed tree frogs.
Yeah.
So we saw one of those, but it was bigger than I thought it was gonna be. It was like the size of my hand.
Really? I always thought they were like
Me
this
too.
big.
And he said that one was big, but yeah, it was big. It was like the size of my hand.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, I always imagine like the dart.
Yeah, the
poison
dart
like
frogs.
I
like
don't
little
think I've
like
seen one before.
They're really cool. They're bright green with red eyes. And
they're like the classic
they're beautiful.
frog. That
Oh,
you,
the
like,
classic
The
frog.
classic frog.
Okay.
Rainforest
yeah.
Cafe.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
classic that
Rainforest
frog.
Cafe.
Yeah, when you think of a frog.
And then we got done and like went back, and it was really cool. There are these bugs that were they were beetles, and they would light up bright blue.
Ooh.
And they would just like.
Beetles are cool.
Yeah, bioluminescent beetles.
I'm relatively okay with beetles. It's just not like on me.
Yeah,
but like
so cool.
Yeah,
it's like you're in an
really
Avatar movie.
Yeah, it
just
was.
Like flying
it
around.
felt like they're all flying around. Yeah, at night. So
what
it's
a
like,
magical little trip.
It was really cool.
that's awesome.
And then our it was
how
really
long
cool.
was the like
the
hike?
night hike?
Yeah,
it was like an hour or so, but it felt way long because you kept just waiting there in silence.
Yeah,
you know, and like in the dark.
I mean, that's cool.
It was really cool.
We should all go on a big trip adventure.
So I want to do Cancun because it's super cheap.
Yes.
And amazing.
Yes.
You guys have been there.
Oh yeah.
But
I haven't been since I went on a cruise once, but it was like a stop.
I want to go to an all-inclusive because you can do like 5 days or 7 days for like $1,000.
Yes.
Which is
That's
crazy.
not bad.
It's not bad.
When? Let's do it.
Flights, hotel included.
Let's do it.
Flights
flights
and
included?
and hotel included.
What?
I didn't know that. I thought you had
Yeah.
to pay your own flight then get down.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Nope.
Let's do
Groupon.
Yes.
Groupon.
Can we please?
I'm
wanna go.
super down. I just have to get money and vacation days.
I need money.
Oh yeah. I have all the free time and a little bit of severance money. That
You're ready to go. I
I'm
just
ready
took
to
2
go.
weeks off
I'm
work.
ready to go like
Oh yeah, you
tomorrow.
I know. We need to organize one because it would be really fun. We should do it like later because it'll be
Yeah.
cheaper.
Let me get some freelance gigs.
Freelance
Yeah.
gigs.
And we could do the podcast there.
International podcast.
International podcast.
But yeah, it was really fun, and we did a bunch of stuff. Like some of the other highlights were that we did in the hotel room, the first hotel room we were in. When you open up the back doors, it was just out to the jungle. And then we had a porch, and then on the left side of the porch was our own private like hot tub. So you could like sit in a hot tub in the forest,
that's pretty awesome.
which was really
That's
cool.
awesome. That sounds amazing.
And then in the second place we were at, which was a volcanic beach, so it was like black sand beach.
Did you bring back
I've never
sand?
seen that
No,
before.
I didn't.
That's amazing.
It was really cool. We had a back, like basically a backyard because we had a bungalow kind of thing. And so we had grass, and we had like a patio with seats, and then we had our own pool. Like we just had like this pool.
That's awesome.
So we wouldn't have to even go down. You could just sit. You were like on this cliffside overlooking the ocean. It was crazy.
That's insane. You have like
That's
your own little
amazing.
like
Your own
little,
pool.
Yeah,
So you
your
have to
own
deal with
little
other people's
paradise
shit.
right there.
Yeah.
You were there for how? That was like your first.
That was the second day.
Okay.
That was the second place, and we were there for 4 days. So that was
sounds
cool.
great.
And then the last night we were there, we went walking out onto. Well, actually, so we found another little creature story. We found in the hotel. The last one was all inclusive, so like you just go and get whatever food you want. It's amazing.
I was gonna say, like,
and
what
so-
was your favorite thing that you ate?
Oh God! I mean, the traditional food was really good. They made the first place we were at they had a complimentary breakfast that they would do where they make whatever you wanted. They made the best pancakes I've ever had. They were crispy pancakes
It's got a little texture.
with like it was like soft inside but crispy
I want to
outside.
learn how to make those.
Were they like thin or were they
Yeah,
thick?
no, they were thin and crispy on the outside, but then like soft on the inside. I don't know
Wow.
how they did it, but it was so. And then a little bit of lemon,
Lemon
a little bit of lemon
on the pancakes.
No, like a little bit of lemon taste.
Oh,
Lemon,
yeah,
like
yeah.
so, like
And
a
it
lemon
melts in
zest
your
in the
mouth.
batter kind
And
of
it
thing.
melts in your mouth. It's really good.
Mm.
But yeah, we were like walking around and we found this hermit crab that was like big. It was a bigger sized hermit crab, and it was crawling on the ground, and then people would walk by it, and it would like whoop back into its shell and hide
Aw,
and like
buddy.
rattle, and then wait, and then it'd slowly come back out and then try and run, and then somebody else would walk by and it'd like whoop back into its shell and then wait.
How big was this thing?
It was like
Did you just pick him up and move him?
That's not bad.
it was like if you drew a circle on my palm,
Yeah.
that would be the size of the shell.
Okay.
Did you pick him up and move him?
So we picked him up and took him back to the beach because it was the nighttime. And we are like, you're just going to get stepped on by somebody, and it's either going to hurt that person or it's going to hurt you, or
Yeah.
both. So I was like, we have to pick it up and take it back to the ocean. I was like, okay, we'll pick it up and take it back to the ocean. So we picked it up, and there were like tide pools
What if he was
all
just like didn't
around.
want to be by the ocean?
Yeah.
I've worked so hard to come over
Like he
here.
had a goal.
Well, he's clearly very scared.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
like, okay, we'll get you back somewhere safe. But it was cool because on the right and left side of the beach that we were at, the volcanic ash beach, or the volcanic sand beach, there were tide pools. So we could go explore the tide pools and see little like sea anemones and like little like there's some small crabs there and like cool stuff. We saw a big old crab too. But we took the hermit crab down to the beach and we we like went out there, and you could go out there whenever because the hotel went out to the beach.
Yeah.
So it was nighttime and it was pretty dark, and so we took it down and walked down there. I turned on my flashlight and there were just hermit crabs.
No!
Just like hundreds of them.
No!
All across the beach. And so I set it down.
No.
And we went exploring and just saw like they were just in mass, just crawling up the shore.
No, one is fine.
And
5 okay.
What do you call a herd of like
flock of hermit crabs?
No.
I don't know. We'd have to look it up. You want to look it up?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those videos of like those red crabs that take over?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would not.
So it was cool because they were shells. So it was basically just moving shells. Like you just saw all the shells moving across the ocean or moving across the sand. And there was a really cool moment where we were like walking. So during the day we had seen all these holes in the sand, like little like where bubbles were, and we were like, what are those? And we sort of dug, and there was like some mussels and there was like little crabs. We were sitting there and you just saw all of the holes had been emptied, and they were all like crabs that were crawling out of the sand and onto the shore.
You know
and
my thing with holes too. So
and then you could hear so like just beyond there were leaves and trees and stuff, and you could hear them like crunching on the leaves. So there were so many that it was like causing a ruckus at the beach.
A cast of crabs.
I'm not
That's so
on board.
good.
I'm
I
not
think
on
that's what it
board.
is.
That sounds
First
like a
thing I see.
nightmare. That sounds like a nightmare.
It was really cool. They were adorable. And then I'd pick them up and put them on my hand, and then they'd like scurry across my hand.
One is fine. One little crab is fine.
They're cute though because their little eyes pop out and they go like,
that's fine.
what's happening?
An individual
And then,
hermit
like,
crab
back
is
in.
cool. I just like a lot of them is a problem, and then like, oh no, I'm okay.
It was real cool.
Oh,
I really
God.
enjoyed it.
That's so amazing.
And then I saw a dead pufferfish, which was real sad.
Are you serious?
Washed up on the shore. Whoop.
That happens.
I don't like
But he was cool.
Yeah.
He was like all puffed out.
That
What a
happens.
trip.
That's probably
It was
what
crazy.
Ziplining, almost
was probably
dying by an
fish.
alligator.
he was probably fished out, and then like they tried to throw him back out.
No,
and
maybe
then-
he just didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a really cool trip, and then and then we went snooping, and I got bit by a bunch of sea lice, so I have like a bunch of bites all over my.
Yeah, that happens.
So, but it's,
Did you know that was gonna
they're
happen
very
or no?
itchy.
Well, because bug
No.
spray doesn't like.
Nope, it doesn't
fix
work on
that.
They're just little like jellyfish things.
What
that
a bunch
sting
of
you.
jerks.
Yeah, they're a bunch of jerks. But
bite them.
The ocean will bite back.
oh, there's a really scary. So we were snoobing, which is basically scubaing, but without a tank on your back.
Yeah.
And we were underwater, and Hannah had never. She had done scuba one time, but it was not a good experience, and it was very scary because they didn't teach us They didn't teach her how to do anything. They were just like threw her out there.
Oh, jeez.
And I mean, I was there, but like I can only do so much.
Yeah.
And they were like leading us, and then she couldn't clear her ears. I don't know if you guys have been scuba diving, but you have to like clear your ears. So as you go down in the water, you have to hold your nose
To depressurize it.
and fill your ears
I
with
had no
air.
idea. I've never done like scuba diving.
Yeah, because as you go down, the air in your ears shrinks, and then you have to like
So you have to,
fill
like-
it back up so that it doesn't hurt, because otherwise it'll hurt. Your ear canals will start
Yeah,
getting,
it's the
like,
pressure.
closed.
Okay.
Right, and so you're refilling that. That's also why you can't come up
That's the
super
bends.
fast. Exactly, because you get air pockets.
That's a cool name for something like that.
The bends.
Bends.
You know what? The bends.
So we were able to do that, but so we like worked through it. We got down there, and we were both like she was finally feeling comfortable, which was awesome, and we were sort of scuba diving, and then I didn't know it, but it was really murky where we were, so like you could see maybe 5 or 10 feet in front of you, but not that far, because it was volcanic sand, so it was like dark. So there was some cool stuff, but like it was sort of hard to see.
Was it warm?
It was warm. It wasn't like it wasn't cold, but it wasn't warm. It was just
Okay.
like it was medium. It was
When
fine.
you say volcanic, like what? A part of me is like, that's got to be like the perfect temperature.
No, it's actually
water.
warmer in like the Caribbean, because we were on the Pacific side.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you go down there and so I didn't know it, but Hannah was like right above me and to the left of me, and I was gonna hit a rock or something, and I went like this and knocked the thing out of her mouth.
Oh no.
And she like freaked out and grabbed it and put it back in, but then went to
water
the
was
surface. Well, you can clear it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Went to the surface and had to like recover, and then came back down. But I was like, that's the scary. So that actually happened. It happened to me the first time I was down scuba diving too. It gets knocked out. You go like this. You put it back in your mouth and you clear it, and it's fine. But it's just the sensation that like
you're underwater,
and
like,
you
you
suddenly
feel trapped.
breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really scary.
Go right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but you can't rise up that fast. Otherwise, you hurt yourself. So like, she had the thing in, and I had to be like, I didn't know what happened. I just saw her bolting to the surface, and I was like, whoa! And I grabbed her and pulled her back down because she was going to the surface. She already had the thing in her mouth, so I didn't know what happened.
Oh, okay. And you're just like, oh, going too fast.
I was like, you're rising way too fast. You're gonna burst your ears or get the bends.
Yeah.
So I grabbed her and pulled her back down. She's, obviously like, I have to go up. I was like, okay, we have to go up slowly. So we went slowly together, and she went to the top and she told me what happened. But like,
oh, man.
how scary for like, especially for somebody who
if you haven't
was
done it before.
already, already working really hard to just be okay to be down there, and then to have the thing knocked out of your mouth, and you're like, I'm dying. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. But she luckily was smart enough to reach back around, and I taught her in the beginning to press. There's like on the respirator. There's a button, and you press it, and it just blows a bunch of air, and blows all the water out of the thing.
Okay.
And so I showed her that, like,
It's
if you ever get water in here, you press that button.
All this stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's.
Did you leave a bad review on Yelp?
No, they were fine. They were good. It just was that's not something that like is expected to happen. And you can put it back in your mouth and breathe, and it'd be fine. You just would hear like,
okay,
like water in the bottom. Because it's constantly pushing air through. So it's not like it is a big deal. You just put it back in your mouth. But if you want to clear all the water out of it, that's the way you do it.
It just freaked her out a little bit.
Yeah.
no, that would freak. Yeah, no, I would be freaked out.
So it was scary. But it was crazy. So she was able, and then she went right back down. I was like, you're a trooper, man. You're a trooper. But yeah, we did that.
Did you see cool things?
It was a bunch of fish.
Okay.
Yeah, I have GoPro footage of that too, but it was not as clear as I wanted it to be.
Oh.
But we'll have to do it in the Caribbean because it'll be better.
Caribbean trip.
It'll be really fun. But yeah, and then we came back and then we went to WonderCon.
Yeah, that was good.
That was
and
crazy.
Scary.
You jumped right into WonderCon?
One day. Came back Wednesday. Got back Wednesday at like midnight. Thursday.
You took a break?
Thursday I prepped.
Oh, prepped. Okay.
For WonderCon. And then Friday was WonderCon.
Yeah, Thursday I knew I was allowed to mess. I was just like, he should be back now. So I was just like, so WonderCon.
What's happening?
And I was like, so what's up?
And I'm like,
what?
I'm literally figuring it out right now.
Like
so yeah, we figured it out. But yeah, it was really fun. We saw some people that were fans of the podcast.
Yeah.
And
I met Twitch people. You met
Twitch people?
Yeah, I met podcast people.
Seriously? Wow.
Julia and Ryan came and hung out.
Oh yeah, that's
they
right.
Like helped me with the booth for a little bit.
Because I had to be gone because I had demonstrations for Planet Porn.
Right.
And I was just spreading stuff out and leaving.
Spenser showed up at the booth maybe at
the first day
30-second bits of
yeah.
Okay, I gotta go. It's just like, okay, good luck.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, and I would just hide behind my art because I didn't know how to
The first day I was there a lot.
I got better.
The first day I was there a lot, and then I think it was just at the end that I left. And then the second day there were a series of events that led me to continually have to leave.
Yeah, the second day you were like, I'll be back in like an hour and a half.
I was like, there are things happening, and I have to go.
And then he was gone the whole time. I'm like, what is... Okay, all right.
And then I ran back and was like, this is all happening right now, and I have to grab my things, and I have to go.
Oh, no.
But it was all good stuff.
Yeah, no,
it just
good.
was it just was a lot that happened. A lot of unexpected things that occurred.
But it's good.
But it's
It's
good.
all good things.
It's all good things. I can't talk about it yet, but it's all good things. And then the third day, we were just demoing pretty much the whole day over there because we're just continuing to build the fan base and try and get people to play and test because we modified the rules too. So there are some really cool changes that we made that I wanted to test out because it's making the game better. So anyway, it was really fun. And you got to sell some art. And
it's like the way it's like I like little by little the course of the 3 days become a little bit more friendly.
Yeah.
But so like day one, like I was just super behind the art. I'm like, I'm not really talking to many people, and just kind of the second day I was kind of like forced to because people would come by and start asking questions about like your stuff, and I'm like, this, and then like, but if they're in the gaming area, so it's like I had to start talking, so like the window opened up a little bit more, and then the third day I accidentally broke one of the arms.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I had to scooch it over, so I was definitely like, hi, people could actually see me, and like I was more chatty. But the day like that I finally got used to it, it's the shortest day.
Yeah, it's the last day.
So I was just like, oh, I'm finally ready to like be a little bit more social, and I was like, and now the con is closing, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to Disneyland.
You did go to Disneyland.
I did go to Disneyland. I went to Disneyland for dinner, and then
you have a pass?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She parked in the Disney lot.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I legally can say that, but
yeah, of course. I mean, like they had big signs like no WonderCon parking. Everybody was parking there for WonderCon. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that saved me $60 just to like park at the Disney.
It's like $20 a day.
Oh,
to park.
okay.
Yeah. So yes, after I was like, I'm here and I don't want to drive for an hour, so like I just went to the park, and as I'm because I hadn't been to California Adventure in a while, because that's the chill park where you just kind of like there's not the rides are there, but it's like but they had a food and wine festival going on, so they had all sorts of snacks we don't normally have. So I had like Korean barbecue tacos and like crispy chicken orange thing. Like it was like I was like and like I didn't mind spending a little bit like they were like sampley size because it's like a food festival.
Yeah,
but it's like $6, and it's like I got 2 little tacos for $6, and like so it's like theme park prices, but it was still worth it.
It's cool food. Yeah.
And as
a wondering, Carland or something?
It was like all over the park, so it's like they had different booths everywhere. And I think it's still going on. I don't know. But as I'm like wandering, they had like a special annual pass holder section. I was like, I'll go over here, and it was just like to hang out with Pluto in like a chef outfit. Like, weird. Yeah, it was like I went there. If I had known that's what it was, I would have like, because he was like tucked away in the back. You couldn't see what it was. They're like, it's a special pass holder thing. I was like, okay. And it was just Pluto, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take a picture with Pluto.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember as a kid, we went to Disneyland, and we would do the breakfast with Mickey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Look, I
loved
get to hang out with all the characters.
And then like 5 years later, we went back, and I was like, we have to do breakfast with Mickey, because that was like I remember that was my favorite part of being here.
Mm-hmm.
Like more than the park, more than anything, that was my favorite part. And we went, and I was like, this is fucking dumb.
Oh, no.
I had reached the age where it's like, oh, why are we here? It was, what was the year difference? I don't remember. It was probably like 5 and 10, which would make sense. Or like,
it's for like
7
little,
and 12.
it's for little kids.
It's for little babies.
But I just remember the feeling I had when I was there, and I was like, that was the best part. And then we went back, and I was like, this is...
That's how it is with Epcot. Like when you go to Disney World, and you're like, "Oh, I don't want to go to Epcot. It's boring."
Now, as an adult, I want to go to. I want to go.
Epcot's pretty cool.
Wait, what's Epcot? I've never been.
Epcot's the big circle.
I don't know what that means.
In Disney World, the Epcot park, it's like was Walt Disney's like, I want this to be like where you would go to see like the future things, and it was also like their international park.
Oh, okay.
So it's the big dome. And so when you go to Epcot, like the front part of the park is the big dome, and it's all like the futuristic stuff. There's like there's a Mission to Mars ride and like all this like kind of thing.
I've heard of that. It has like all the countries, right?
Yeah, and then the back part of the park, there's different countries, and they hire people from the different countries to be the employees in those sections. So like as you're going through, and so they have cuisine from the different countries. They have beer from the different countries. Yeah. Which now as an adult, I'm like, man, I want to go back to try all the like you could do like little samples. From around the world, and they have like little rides.
A pub crawl, but
yeah, it's essentially like you do a pub crawl across the world at Epcot.
It says the park's name, Epcot, is an acronym for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. A utopian city of the future planned by Walt Disney.
Yeah, if you go into, there's a ride that big dome circle thing is a ride, and if you go in there, it's like the future of what they thought the future was going to be.
Is it like the thing? Is it like the thing?
But then they have to keep updating it.
That is the big carousel thing.
Kind of, but it's like more. It's like more.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like that's Disney World.
But you get the culture of all these
Disneyland, but more.
You get the culture of all these countries, and it's
so it's
very
like it's a small world, but better.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like it's a small world, but then you get to drink beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and no annoying song.
Oh.
It's just like it's great. It's real chill. They do like, and that's where you like if they were gonna do the food and wine thing, it would be at Epcot.
Yeah.
Because it's like the grown-up park.
Right. I remember as a kid, I also loved It's a Small World, and I probably made my parents go on it
I still love It's a Small
over
World.
and over and over and over and over.
I love that ride. Whenever I go, and if I'm with people and they're like down to go, I'm really excited because no one wants to go on that ride. But I also won't force anybody to go on that ride because I get it. It's not.
It's a bad ride.
I can't do it.
It's a bad ride.
It's so cute, and the little robots. My favorite are the little Hawaiian girls, and they do the little shimmy.
If we went through the whole thing and there was no singing that song,
no, it's creepy. That would be creepier. That would be way creepier.
That's why I'd like it.
I'd
be like, oh shit, it's creepy.
I went during Christmas, and she was excited. She said she loves that ride too. I was like, yay, Mom, you love the slow rides. Let's go. And they changed the song a little bit for Christmas theme. So it was like, It's a Small World with like Christmas jingles. And it was like, oh, I didn't know they had a remix. This is pretty, I was like, I liked it. I thought it was cute. It's a cute ride.
Yeah, no, it's a bad ride.
I also got to meet Black Panther.
Where?
In the Disneyland park.
Oh, really?
So, okay. So this is the part, like, so I left the annual pass area, which I was like, I danced with Pluto, whatever. I was like, oh, that was cute. Got my little tacos, and then like I see
you buried the lead on this, really.
I know, because I thought we were gonna get, and I realized we're moving on. I'm like, no, I have to tell my Black Panther story. So I see like this sign. It's like Wakandan technology exhibit something, and like it's kind of tucked away in like a weird corner. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, well, that looks cool. And I see that there's a line. It's kind of short, and there's a lady passing out like Black Panther, like an activity book.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, it's probably props from the movie. That'll be really cool. I'm hyped. This is great. And so I go up to the line, and like the lady's just like, oh, you here to meet Black Panther? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, now I am.
Yeah. And she gives me the booklet. I'm like, all right. I'm like, oh my God, they have a character, because they do meet and greets.
Yeah.
But like I just wasn't expecting there to be one for Black Panther, like in like a section, because sometimes they just do them in the park and things like that. So it's like you randomly hit them up.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was like a designated like section.
Yeah.
Which I should have known because they had it for Thor. So I get in the line, and I'm like, you know, kind of by myself. There's a bunch of families and stuff, but there's another person who was like clearly also there by himself, because he was like also like pumped. Like everybody who was in line was just like, oh my God, this is happening. And they Dora Milaje comes out like to like kind of greet the line, and she's being like super tough badass. She's just like, you are here to meet the king, you know, like all that. And I'm like, yeah, that's real cool. And then she's like teaching people how to like sand in like the proper like,
oh, that's cool.
She's like, how to put your hand over your heart, and like all like, it was just, and she like stone faced. I don't know how you don't like grin ear to ear, because everyone's
don't freeze.
Yeah, everyone's so excited to see them. Like there was like just eyes lit up, like this is amazing. And she's just stone cold, like, yes, I'm here, we have a job, like, you know, like doing like her job, like she's like looking at the crowd, like being a bodyguard, you know. And so we're watching, she goes up, and there's like a little girl like who comes up to her and is just like enthralled, and she like ducks down. She's like, are you going to be a warrior? And she's like, yeah. Like, it was the cute, it was so cute. And then we get into like the actual like area, and it's like a small little room. Like the room, I think, is like probably as big as your apartment. They have some things on display, and sure enough, there's Black Panther and another Dora Milaje, like hanging out and like posing with, and you know, talking to everybody who comes up. And like they have it limited, and they're like, how many on your part? I was like, just me. And she's like, okay, great, because they want to give you like a good, like, I want to say like minute with the cast to talk to them and just like be, which is so great. And as I'm trying to like take pictures of like, they have like the props from the movie, like, so they have the mask, and they have the like arm, the hand, the series, like,
oh yes, those
little blaster things, and they had like Wakandan art on the wall,
cool.
like just the
That's awesome.
Like, this is so cool. And as they were, some guy was wearing like a Flash shirt, and like they go, like they see him, and he's like, are you a spy? And he's just like, no. And they're like, and they're picking on his shirt because it's DC,
Flash,
you know. And like,
that's
and then
hilarious.
like turns to her, it's like, are you associating with spies? You know, like all that stuff. And so they're just really good. I mean, they know how to hire good character actors. And so they go, and then it's like my turn. And I'm like trying to be cool, because I'm also recording video.
Yeah.
Because everybody who's normally going, they're just taking a picture. And they honestly, the Disney people just taught me a new feature with my phone. I didn't know you could record video and take pictures at the same time.
I just learned about that too.
There's a little circle button because I was looking through them. I'm like, they didn't take video. It's just pictures. I'm like, no, the video's there. How did they do that? And so they know. Like, they were like, okay, we'll just record the interaction.
Yeah.
So I just started talking, like, trying to be like, hi, it's really nice to meet you. Like, because it's awkward and weird, but exciting. And he goes to me, he's just like, because I had my necklace on, he's just like, is that where your suit comes out of, is your necklace? And I was just like, no, I don't have any Wakanda technology. Although I was like, I'm waiting for that place in Oakland to open up. And they're like, and then like the doorman was like, yes, you should visit very soon. I'm like, yeah, I should. And I was like, can I like pose with you guys? And they're like, yeah. And they taught me how to like pose. Like, they're like, you know, like low stance, chest up, like very like you have to be in like a warrior position kind of like thing. So I got my little poses, and then I like did. I was like Wakanda forever. I like walked away, and then immediately as I left, because I'm so like pumped and excited, I just started bawling in the park. Like I'm wandering away, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know what. Like even now, I'm kind of like still kind of tearing up a bit, and it's silly because it's like I know they're actors, but it's still like
they aren't even the actors from the movie.
Yeah, they're not even actors from the movie. They're just like they're cast. You know, they're cast members who are just like. But it was such a good little like fun little role play, and the outfits were such like they're on point. Like they make sure everything else about it is so believable. Yeah. And so like when like just walking away from them, I'm like, I can't believe that just happened. And I'm like tearing up and just trying to keep my composure and like, oh man, that was like the best. That was really the best. I don't even know if I could go like if I went back, like I'd want someone else to experience that. Yeah. I don't know if I could go in there because I'd just be like, I don't like how like it was just cool. And then as I walked away, there was like a area where I guess people could meet Captain America, and see I thought it would be like that because that was like out in the open and he wasn't there yet, but like they had like, you know, like employees just hanging out, so I figured he was coming soon. And I thought about it, I was like, no, like I just had a really good experience. I'll meet Cap another time. I was wearing a Captain America shirt. And I was just like, I can meet Cap another time. That'll be fine. And also, those are weirder because like he's not wearing a mask.
Yeah. Right. So
that's why like the Black Panther one, it's like you could kind of like go
suspend your disbelief.
Exactly.
Because he's wearing the mask and he has the accent, and it's like, yeah. And like it didn't have to be Okoye or Nakia. Like it just any Dora Milaje, like bald head suit. Like this one, she had like these cool tattoo things across her face, like painted like they look like feathers. Like on her face, so it's just like she's just like another like bodyguard on the team,
like type,
you know. And it was just like, man, this is great. Like it was just like,
what a fun thing to stumble upon.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like okay, randomly just ended my weekend meeting Black Panther. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Black Panther just became the highest-grossing Marvel.
Good.
Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, great. Really I want the DVD now. I just want to have it like on the background in my apartment. I just want to have it on.
Just rolling all the time.
Yeah, it's just I need more stories in Wakanda.
I'm sure there's comics you could follow.
But I want like not necessarily superhero stories. I just want the life of a Wakandan story. I want to know what like Suri's high school life was like. If she had high school life, you know, because I know she's a role. But like, what's a Wakandan high schooler's life? Who's the Peter Parker of Wakanda?
Black Panther becomes highest grossing.
Nope.
Let's try that again. Black Panther becomes highest grossing superhero film in the U.S.
That's amazing.
Damn, that's pretty crazy.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know if Infinity War is going to beat that. I'm honestly kind of afraid for Infinity War. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know how you're going to do that well. I don't know. Like, there's so many characters. Like, there's so much. How are you going to...
It's coming soon. I'm excited.
So I'm preparing to be disappointed. So hopefully I will be excited.
I'm just going to have low standards and be happy.
Did you see Pacific Rim?
No, I didn't.
No, okay. I want to. I haven't seen it yet.
Jeffrey saw it and he said he hated it, so that'll be interesting.
Oh no!
Yeah, and he loves Pacific Rim.
I love Pacific Rim. He hated it.
Yeah, he didn't like it. So, anyway, we're at an hour and 15, so we gotta go.
We gotta go, little babies.
Oh, we didn't answer any questions.
I know. We talked about.
This is story time.
Yeah, it was story time. Just catch up.
I don't have any stories, but it was great listening to all these stories.
No stories?
No stories.
Next time.
But you can find more stories on Slack.
On the Slack.
I've been really bad about hanging out on the Slack lately. I'm sorry, guys.
I said hello when I came back.
Aw.
As you should.
People were excited. that I slacked because I hardly ever do, and I feel bad. So I was like, guys, I'm back. And then they all sent me an onslaught of messages, and then I felt bad because I left.
You didn't respond.
You're just like, hey, hi, bye.
And then like I got a bunch of messages and a bunch of like, you know, and then I had to go back on later and like apologize and like answer questions and things and say hello because
I need to pop in more.
But yeah, you can find me at Spenser Starke on Twitter. That's SpenserStarke.
You can find me on Twitter as Starline X.
Where do you want him to go?
Oh no! I think
Instagram.
Just go to Instagram.
Instagram and post more pictures of your cats, man. It's so easy.
Sometimes it's
And
so
food.
much work to post things.
It's
All you have
just
to do
your
is
cats,
cats
man.
and food.
But people don't want to. Some people are like, you're posting too many things.
Just
about
post it
your
on
cats.
your story.
Oh yeah.
Post it in your story, but no.
Just do it on your
Who's
story.
complaining about
Stories.
cat pictures? Who?
People.
Who are these people?
Find out next time when we stay late.
Oh God. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Woo! I'm hot.
It's very warm.
It's so warm. I'm dying. Help me.